Today was supposed to be opening day, Middlecoff. It's not.
No cotton candy for the kids. No, seven-inning
Bunting.
just lockdown games by pitchers you've never heard of, and no bombs being hit.
Did you say 7 innings?
Well, yeah, I mean, you don't go 9 anymore.
No, you go 4. 2.
True. But I mean, a couple guys would go 7, and it'd be some random guy on, like the Tigers, some dude that you've never heard of, like, this guy's got a chance. And then by 3 months into the season, he's won 2 games.
Don't forget, subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Also, the podcast. You can find down below in the description, Haberman and Middlecoff.
We're without baseball today, but you don't have to be without sports. No matter what, we're here for you. The Astros were supposed to play today. Over under how many guys were going to get hit?
I would say you'd put it at 0.5, and I would have taken the over. Like, I don't think 5 guys are going to get hit, but I think 1 person was getting hit.
I'd put it at 1.5.
So you think multiple?
Well, I would probably say 1. I'd probably say the under. I don't think it's happening from the starter in the first inning, but my guess is 7-2 Astros in the 6th. Somebody gets hit.
Chance there was a little like bounty gate pool in the Angels locker room. Everyone throws in $100. Say, hey kid, let it rip.
That's interesting. Possible.
I mean, hell,
but it's not just everybody in their. It's not everybody in their clubhouse. It's everybody in every clubhouse waiting for their shot. But that's not going to happen now. The commissioner of baseball said maybe the end of May there'll be a baseball season. So if there is a baseball season, I know, are the Astros going to have been off the hook thanks to coronavirus and lesser games and lesser anger?
I think there's a chance that it's clearly diminished. Definitely with public outcry, people that covered. I mean, it became the biggest news in sports. From Stephen A's to everyone that covers the NFL, everyone cared. It was an incredible sports story. It's one of the better sports stories in recent memory, maybe since like Deflategate. Like I live for those type stories, and it was everything you could want and more. Dude's got immunity, guy, to rat on people that really like. They ratted on the wrong guys. Like in the mob, when you give immunity, the boss is the one telling you to do everything. This one felt like, was the GM telling him to do this? Maybe he hinted at it, then they did it, and they liked it. Like the players were running the scheme. Like the players in this scenario, to me, are the mob boss, yet they got immunity and they got off. Usually, though, in the mob, when you get immunity, they hide you. These guys were not being hidden. It's why all these players were pissed off. And I think pitchers, I think sometimes, right, we talk about them and people that are around baseball. No, they're kind of sometimes a different breed. They're isolated. They're on a different routine than everyday players. They're different because they're more important than like kickers and punters. But I think there's some of that they're just quirky. And there's a group of them that the relievers sit out in a different area, right? It's just, I think they would have stood up for all of us forgetting about the Astros just scumminess, that people would have done it for people. Even if you don't know the pitchers that were impacted the last couple of years, that could have been you.
Yeah.
Right? That's how you look at it. That could have been me.
But it's not just about how angry you were then. Part of it is like, would everybody have come back to baseball after COVID-19 going, God, just my perspective on life is so different than it was, 5 months ago. I can't hold this anger anymore. I'm with you. I think the answer to that would be, yeah, my perspective on life is different. But if we're going to play this game, I'm still going to be pissed at those guys because they still haven't been punished. That said, I do think they'd be off the hook a little bit because I do think the thing that was going to happen to the Astros that was going to be the hardest thing for them was not going to be that they were going to get hit all the time. Although Cousin Sal, before the season back in February, tweeted, betting houses are putting the over-under on hit by pitches between 80 and 83.5, which is almost 1 per game. Would you have taken the over or the under on that? I would have taken the under. So
there would have been some like there would have been several massive brawls. Maybe that the commissioner would have had to double down.
Yeah, if it got weird early, they would have had to slow it down. I think the thing that was going to happen to them,
if no corona, it would have got weird early. My thinking was it was going to get weird early
from the players,
like potentially today.
Yeah, but I think the teams would have eventually had to back off. Players are getting suspended. Baseball steps in, but I think the thing that was really going to wear them out was 6 months. Remember, baseball, you don't just go into a city on Saturday, play on Sunday, get out Sunday night. You come into a city on Wednesday night, you stay downtown, you got all day before your game that night. You're walking around, going to the mall or whatever. Then you play Thursday. Then you come back Friday. Then you come back Saturday. Then you come back Sunday. And that was going to happen for 6 months. I think they were going to get worn the hell out just on the road. I think it was going to be a mental test of patience. And I think they were going to snap early and kind of play this us against the world card. And I think that was going to be great for baseball. And it was going to happen for the whole year. And now that, even if they play, what's the season going to be? 3 months?
There is something to be said about having a villain in your sport, which baseball desperately needs. It feels like the Yankees and the Red Sox kind of lost that over the last decade. Like the Red Sox were always the underdog. They always wanted to conquer the Yankees, and then they did in the 2000s. And then they became the big bad wolf that everyone's like, God, I can't take Sunday Night Baseball watching these two teams anymore. But now it's just everyone was going to hate this
The
team.
Cubs were the great underdog.
Well, the Patriots had it for a long time in the NFL. That's gone now with Brady leaving. Basketball, the Warriors, like a lot of people, they were an easy team to kind of hate just because you were tired of them. This was something that every fan could get together if you're not a Houston fan and be like, I hate these guys.
Yeah.
And that, just with where we are in this country, I completely agree. Big picture, to me, big picture, like you said, coming in, like it brought perspective on life. Maybe guys would be like, yeah, I'm not going to yell at my teammate when he doesn't get over fast enough to first base. But I'm not feeling sorry for throwing at Bregman for talking shit for 3 years while the drums were being banged or while the buzzer's going off on his chest. It's on like Donkey Kong. I do think it's going to come back, but it's going to be a little different just because people are going to be trying to get themselves back ready. Is there a small spring training again to get? It's just going to be a lot going on really fast. And if the season's really small, if let's say you play 75 to 90 games and you got to win, 65% of them to get into the playoffs, you don't have time to be just throwing away games, right?
Being missing a start or not being available out of the bullpen 2 days from now because you got suspended is a much bigger deal. It's a good point.
You could argue the saddest thing beside the actual virus of corona and what it's doing to people in our world, which sucks,
which is real,
which is very real, is taking away from how like powerful baseball hasn't had a team like this that everyone was going to be paying attention to.
More disappointing to you, we don't get to see if LeBron wins the championship. I mean, they haven't officially said that, but or this Astros season doesn't happen.
Probably LeBron, but I'd put the Astros in a close second.
All right. How about why don't we have a catch, John, through the computer?